Hey guys, how you doing? So I posted earlier today that I'm going to do a little bit of chat about pay, knowing your worth, increasing your earning capacity, or even knowing what your earning capacity is, how to exploit it. Um, there's always this theme, I'm sure everybody's heard it at some point. There's no money in cooking. You do it for the patch, you don't do it for the money. Fucking bullshit. Bullshit. I'm going to tell you right now, that is absolute fucking garbage. There's plenty of money to be made in cooking if you know what to do. How to handle yourself, how to sell yourself, how to market yourself, how to approach employers, etc. All right. Anybody who says if you start from the frame of there's no money in cooking, you're never going to make any money because you're shutting yourself off to any sort of extra income. You're shutting yourself off to any other concept other than there's no money in it. It's a really stupid way to look at cooking, right? So instead of asking yourself, you got to have to ask yourself a better question if you want to get better answers. So you're asking yourself, why am I not making enough money in cooking? You should be asking yourself, how do I make more money? How can I leverage things I know, things I own, things I do to make me more money? Now, most chefs will tell you that their income is directly related to their cooking skill. This might be a controversial opinion, but I actually find that to be absolute horseshit. It's not directly related to your cooking skill. That's a part of it, don't get me wrong. What good chefs do that make good money is they leverage their talent. Now, a talent isn't a skill, okay? A talent is something that is natural to you. So, for example, I have two pretty strong talents that I have leveraged through my whole career to make very good money in this industry. One, natural born leader, like leadership. I can command big brigades, etc. And a second one is I can always find profit where nobody looks. I can wring every last cent out of a kitchen. So I leverage them to get better, higher paying jobs. And I tell bosses when I go for interviews, etc., this is what I can do. Of course, you have to deliver, but if you develop your talents and you use them properly, you can make a lot of money. All right. So maybe one of your talents is that you work extremely well under pressure. All right. You don't stress out. You never panic. Okay. Cool. Go work in high volume or high paced kitchens. Okay. Leverage that. Maybe you're very good at mass cooking, like like mine sites, etc., stuff like this, hospitals, all this kind of shit. Leverage that, okay? Don't go work in a little 40-seater cafe. You're not leveraging your talents properly. You're not using what is a natural gift to you to the best of your abilities, okay? Now, or another talent, right? Maybe you're good with graphic design and social media, etc., stuff like that. Go work at places and you can handle their social media, you can handle their Instagram accounts, you can handle their Facebook accounts, their interaction, stuff like that. They will pay you more. You're leveraging a talent to make more money, okay? Don't confuse talent with skill though. Two different things, okay? A talent of mine is finding profitability. A skill is me cutting an onion or etc. Okay, two very different things. Once you figure out what your talent is, you need to approach people as a problem solver. Do not approach people, oh, all I can do is cook. Okay, that's one problem I might have. I might have a chef. Ask any business owner, any entrepreneur, look at all the successful businesses in the world. They found problems to solve. The more problems you can solve and the more effective problems you can solve, the more you'll learn. Going back to the social media thing, maybe they don't know how to handle it, maybe they can't manage it properly, etc. Off they go. You know, you're solving a problem. You will earn more. If you're very good with seafood, if you have a natural talent for seafood, go work at high-end seafood restaurants. Say, man, I'm the best fucking seafood chef ever. Man, you're solving a problem, okay? People will pay more for problem solvers than they will for somebody to just stand on the line, flip steaks, and fucking make salads. Okay? Leverage your talents to figure out how to solve problems. You will then earn more. Okay? There's no point there's no point just thinking, oh, I'm just a chef, that's all I can do. No. Everybody has talents. Everybody has things they can leverage in, how do I say this, in partnership with your cooking skill. Obviously, if you can't cook, you're never going to make any part of a chef. But don't get caught up in, oh, no. Like, the better chef I am, the more money I'm going to make. I personally know chefs who are better than me. They are better chefs than me. And they just do not earn as much as I do. And I'm not saying that out of ego. They just don't. They don't know how to leverage their skills properly. You know? I know chefs that aren't as good as me, and they earn far more than I do. They've figured the game out. I'm a problem solver. I leverage talent to solve problems, and that's what they do. So you have to almost take without being one, you can take an entrepreneurial mindset into a job. And this sounds alien to a lot of people. They're like, oh, but I'm not an entrepreneur. I'm just, working for people. Yeah, you can still use the mindset though. The resourcefulness, the problem solving, the ability to adapt. You can still use those things when you go for a job. And then you can use them to make more money, right? And then the more experience you gain, you can leverage that again and continue on like that, okay? Don't think, please, I cannot stress this enough, don't think that your only skill is cooking. Or that's the only skill you can use properly, okay? One of my mentors is a very, very good chef. He's in his 50s now. He hasn't actually stepped foot inside a kitchen for 15 years. But he makes a shitload of money, okay? Because he's a good people person. He's a people manager, all right? And he manages a company with 12 different venues, and he makes about $500,000 a year. Hasn't stepped foot inside a kitchen for nearly a decade. Like he can, but he doesn't, okay? He figured it out too. Okay, so that's... Anybody else want to talk more about this? I'm happy. PM, shoot something up in the group, whatever. I'm happy to expand on this further. But yeah, it's something that I see a lot of chefs fall into, and it's just bullshit, man. Like, it's bullshit. Okay, don't do that. Now, I've had a couple of, especially in the younger ones, message me recently about they think they're getting ripped off at work. They don't know how to negotiate their salary properly. They don't think they're getting paid right. What am I supposed to be getting paid, etc. Okay, fine. So a few things on that. Don't tie your pay directly to your position. Okay, I've had head chef jobs that have paid less than some sous chef jobs I've had, etc. Okay, position, hours worked, the role, how hard the place is, cafe, restaurant, gastropub, tavern, fucking fine dining, a yacht, fucking cruise ship, casino, whatever. Like, all these play into it, yeah? Don't get so caught up in your position, all right? Figure out what your responsibilities are. That's more important. What do you actually want me to do, okay? Some places the sous chef basically does everything and the head chef just, gets all the glory. Cool. You should be paid more in that one. Some of them, CDPs do a bulk amount of work. You're going to earn more as a CDP there, or you should, etc. Okay? Don't get completely wound up in the position. Figure out what you're needed to do first, and then go from there. When you're going for a job interview, always enter into it with a bottom. I will not work for less than this. Okay? Know what your worth is, because if you accept less than you think you're worth, that's all you're ever going to get. That's all they're only going to give you. Okay? Okay, I might work for... Well, Australia's a bit different. It's a bit hard with all the different currencies, but I will not work anything less than 70k for me. I'm not getting out of bed. Like, simple. Like, I just will not. And people will pay me that. Okay? For you, it might be a different number, or it might be an hourly wage. You won't work salary. You won't work in, you don't like salary, you prefer hourly, whatever. Whatever it is, figure out what you will not go under and stick to it. Like, absolutely fucking stick to it. And you can negotiate too. So, for example, jobs I've had in the past, in Australia, every 12 months we get 4 weeks holidays for every 12 months worked. I only take 2 weeks holidays a year. I don't need the extra 2 weeks. I sacrifice them for other things. I can have personal days. I get an increased weekly wage. If you don't get sick or you don't think you're going to need sick pay, sacrifice that. I think in America it's a bit different because of health insurance or health cover. I'm not sure exactly what the system is over there. But negotiate. Willing. Hey, Hoban, how are you, man? Hey, John, how are you? Hello, I've only just got... Oh, these messages are only just coming up. Hi, guys. Sorry, the fucking Facebook's glitching out on me. Where was I? Yeah. So be willing to negotiate. And remember, it may not be all about money, okay? Once a month you get a 4-day weekend, etc. Okay? There's better things than just money, okay? KPIs are a big one for me. I love having KPIs. They're self-funding. Okay, you get kitchen costs below 28%, you get an extra bonus. You get wages below 26%, you get an extra bonus. If you sell X amount of fish, or if you sell X amount of alcohol, etc., etc., if you can get suppliers to give me this cheap, you get X amount, right? A lot of bosses will go for KPIs, but they won't offer them. Just ask them, hit them up, go, hey man. For example, I worked in a place where the head chef would get 50 cents for every main meal sold. Every 3 months, they'd tally up the main meals and you'd get like a 7-8 grand payout, right? Things like this, like think outside the box, yeah? Bosses are more than happy, generally speaking, to pay you what you think you're worth, or what you know you're worth, rather, if you can solve their problems. If you can leverage your talent to solve their problems, going back to what we were talking about before. Once you agree upon your salary package, wage conditions, whatever it may be, get it in fucking writing. Writing. Leave nothing verbal. I've been ripped off a couple of times. It's been a pat on the back and a handshake and like, yeah, mate, yeah, we'll look after you. Fuck that. Fuck that. Never again. In writing. Get it signed by the boss. Get it signed by you. Get it fucking witnessed by a lawyer if you fucking think you have to. Get it in writing. And if anything goes sideways... Oi, man, that's signed by you, it's signed by me, there's the date. Get a fucking witness to sign it, I don't care, okay? They cannot fuck you. If you get fucked, it's your fault. People might not want to hear that, but it's true. It's your fault. You let it happen, okay? There's plenty of ways to protect yourself, okay? Now, for those on an hourly wage, I get this a lot. I don't think I'm getting paid right. I think I work like 60, I'm getting paid for 50. Whatever system your job has, electronic sign-in, manual timesheets, the boss just remembers your hours. No. Every day when you get home from work, have a little notebook and a piece of paper, write it down. Every single day you get home, write your hours down. Comes the week, which brings me to my fourth point, make sure you get pay slips. Without pay slips, you can't track, okay? So when you record at the end of the week, you record, you're like, oh yeah, I did 45 hours this week. That'd be nice. Or we do 60, whatever the fuck it is, whatever many hours it is. Look at your pay slip going, oh fuck, he shortchanged me 3 hours. Oi motherfucker, where's my 3 hours? People will say, oh, it's only 3 hours. Yeah, 3 hours every fortnight for a year, he's costing you a lot of money. Always record your hours separately, independently of your workplace, and always compare them against your pay slips. That's about it, guys. I didn't want this to drag on too much. It's just something I've had a couple of DMs about it. There's been a bit of good discussion in the group about it, so I just wanted to touch on it a little bit. So main points, your cooking skills are not the sole or even direct factor when it comes to your... yeah, John, yeah, 45 would be lovely, mate. You're not fucking wrong. They're not the direct factor, okay? You need to shift your thinking away from that. Shift from, why am I not getting paid more, to, how can I make more money? Okay? Then, leverage your unique talent, your natural talents, whatever they may be, figure them out. Use them to solve problems. Bosses will pay for problem solvers over someone who can just cook a mean steak. Okay? Maybe you can cook a mean steak. Maybe that's the problem you can solve. You go to a grill house in a town that can't fucking, can't cook steak properly. They just can't find a chef to do it. Maybe that's your thing. Go, exploit it. Exploit it. Always be willing to negotiate with your boss. Never settle for any less than what you know you're worth. Otherwise, that's all you'll ever get, is less than you're worth, if that's what you settle for. Once anything's been agreed upon, get it in writing. Record your hours independently of your boss, and always compare your pay slips. Okay? Pretty simple advice. Well, the second half. The first half is probably going to take a bit to get your head around. If anybody wants to hash this out further, if anybody wants some more clarification on this, feel free to DM me or whatever. Hey, Stakey, how are you, mate? Hey, Steve. Or post something in the group. I'm always happy to have a discussion about it. If you can't figure out what your talent is, it's something you're just naturally inclined to do. It comes naturally to you. You've always been able to do it, etc. It could be a multitude of different things, okay? Again, if anybody wants any help with that, my door's always open, and you guys take advantage of it, which is good. I like to hear from everybody. So I'm going to wrap that up for today, guys. Hope everyone has a good weekend. I'm off for the next 2 days, so that's a fucking win. Sorry. So, kick ass, dudes, and we'll see you later, eh?